In this video, I'm going to show you guys the 5 things that I wish I knew before I started selling on Amazon. So I've been selling since June of 2017, so that makes it nearly about 2 years now. And throughout this whole time, Amazon has clearly changed my life. So now what I do on the channel is I try to help literally everyday people change their life as well and get the freedom that I think everybody deserves. All right, so let's just dive into it. Here are a few things that I wish I knew before starting off. And these are actually not going to be just for people who are starting off, but also for people who are feeling stuck, because I know a lot of people feel that way as well. On your journey with Amazon, you're going to have a few pivotal stages that you need to, kind of pass. And we're going to talk about those in this video first, so that you have a better understanding. So the first stage is to just start. At this point, you're really excited and you've learned about Amazon FBA. You know the power of it and the opportunity that you can have in building a real business with it. You've maybe at this point bought some product research tools, or just research tools in general, Helium 10, Jungle Scout, all that kind of good stuff. And you're really starting to learn about what it's really going to take to make this whole thing happen. And if you are in this stage and you need any of those links, then shameless plug, there are a few links in the description where you can pick up really good research tools, the ones that I personally use for everything Amazon FBA, with discount codes down there as well. So if you're in that stage, pick them up from there, and I really do appreciate that. And that's basically the first stage. It's just getting really, really excited about this whole opportunity and not really realizing what's to come in this whole thing, buying all your tools, investing in it, and now you're going to start seeing the next stage. In this stage, you're also maybe a little bit brainwashed. You see a lot of YouTube videos, see a lot of people talking about how easy it is, and you kind of think this is going to be a piece of cake. You're going to find a maybe billion-dollar product in 30 minutes with some product research. So like I said, at this stage, you might be a little bit brainwashed. For those of you who weren't, then congratulations. But I know that when I was starting off, I definitely thought this was going to be a kind of walk in the park. Then comes the second stage, which is the stuck stage. And I literally see almost every single person go through this. This is where you start to realize that, the people that were actually talking to me and teaching me about how, they do it, how easy this was all going to be, you start to realize, wait, this is going to take some work, and this is actually going to take, this is not just going to fall into my lap. And that's around the second stage of this Amazon process. Now, at this stage, this is where people are going to actually back out, fall off, and stop doing this. Even though they've already invested in some stuff, they start to realize that maybe this is going to be a little bit harder than they thought it was going to be. And again, at this point is where people are starting to fall off, because they start to realize, maybe how much easier it would be to just stick with their 9 to 5, how comfortable that would be, and aren't really committed to making this work. So the people who pass through this stuck phase are going to be the ones that are really going to see success on Amazon and in general in their entrepreneurial journey. Every single person that's been successful on Amazon or is successful on Amazon has been through this stuck phase. Don't get it wrong, okay? Literally every single person that has ever made money on Amazon felt stuck at one point. So if you're in that position, okay, it's totally normal. And again, it's just a phase that you have to go through. And I wish I knew this when I was starting off. It would have made it a lot easier. The next phase, okay, and the third phase is actually sacrifices. And this is, something that I think a lot of people need to understand as well, because every single person that was successful had to have some sort of sacrifices. They were not an overnight success. No matter how it seems, no matter how it looks, they didn't succeed overnight. There's a lot of work put into, the stuff beforehand, before you see the long hours, the sacrifices in terms of the social, sacrifices. That's one thing that was really big for me, is kind of telling, my friends that I would see every single day, hey, I can't see you every single day. I need to focus on myself and my future and my journey. And just sacrifices in general for almost everything. And the reality is, most people aren't going to hit a home run with their first product. They're not going to start making $100,000 a month with their first product, or even that much money at all with their first product. Now, obviously this is possible. It happened to me, and it's happened to many of my students and many other people on Amazon. But most of the time, you're going to make some money, and you're going to have to continue to reinvest and build out your business. And that's when more sacrifices are going to come in, where you're going to have to sacrifice your time with your family, with your friends, like I said, and also some money. Instead of pulling out the money from your Amazon business, you're going to have to sacrifice it to reinvest back into your business. The reality is most people are going to need multiple products on Amazon to build a real business where they'll be able to actually sustain themselves and their family through their business. One of the biggest downfalls in this stage, in this sacrifices stage, is actually not having enough patience. So that, along with actually giving up. Of course, giving up throughout this whole journey is going to be incredibly easy and very tempting at times, even for myself. I know that it felt like I would never get to where I wanted to go, and it felt like I was again stuck and I had to sacrifice so much, but I wasn't seeing so many returns back for my sacrifices. So you got to be patient. And another thing about patience is that you need to actually know how things work. So in terms of ads, in terms of spending money to see a return, it takes time to actually get those data, buy the data, figure out what's going on. You're going to have to sacrifice and be patient to actually see returns coming back from your business. And another major thing during the sacrifices stage is that people are going to start to realize, hey, like I said, this is going to take a lot more work. This is really, going to take work to get multiple products in here, to start reinvesting, start building a real business. And they're going to start thinking, hey, I don't have enough time for this. I need to work my job. I need to make money now. I need to bring in money. And you have to realize that the whole time thing, again, everyone on this planet gets the same amount of time. The same me, you, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. Well, Steve Jobs is not here anymore, but you know what I mean? All these people had the same amount of time, and using that as an excuse is never going to cut it. You have to realize what you're willing to give up. Are you willing to give up your leisure time? Are you willing to stop watching TV in the evenings? Are you willing to come back from work and actually go in and work on your business from, when you come back to midnight or into the AM? Because you have to realize what you're willing to give up to get the freedom and get, what you're looking for. Because like I said, this stage is the sacrifices stage. And this is where you're really going to understand, it's really going to separate the people who want it really badly and the people who just think they want it. In this same stage, you want to be looking towards the future. You want to be looking towards building a significant business by selling good quality products to your customers. Because you're going to realize in this stage that customer satisfaction and actually selling good products are what's going to make it in the long term. Because it's easy to do a quick cash grab on some crappy product from China, some shit product from China, and just kind of scam your customers into buying it, getting terrible reviews, and then moving forward with the money that you made. But the reality is that's a quick cash grab, and you're not ever going to build a sustainable big business doing it that way, because you got to realize that your customers are going to be everything for you. So you're going to sacrifice the quick cash grabs for actually building a sustainable real business, which a lot of people don't talk about. And that's one of the biggest things in this phase, that you're going to continue to reinvest your profits into making your products better, into making your customer service better, into outsourcing your customer service, or to building a team around your business. And that's all going to be sacrifices you're going to have to make to actually see some serious returns in the long term. Now, after the sacrifice phase, the next phase is where you start making some real money. You start seeing some big returns. You're starting to be able to pay for everything with the money that you're making from Amazon. So you're starting to really grow quickly, and you're starting to be able to support yourself. And that's the next stage after the sacrifice stage. Stuff starts to pay off. Now, believe it or not, in this stage, it's actually the scariest and also the ones that will probably make it or break it for you. Because in this same stage, you start to get comfortable. You start to take it easy and relax, and you lose that competitive edge, or that edge that you had that actually got you to where you are. Or another thing is that you actually start hoarding and protecting what you've built instead of actually reinvesting and continuing to grow. So that's a huge problem as well in this state. You're way too scared to lose what you already have. Also here, you can really realize the skill gap that it's going to take to get you from where you are to that next level. You start to realize how much work, how much outsourcing, how much customer service and all that stuff you're going to have to do to really get to that next level. So you've done the part to get the money, but to get from where you are here to an 8-figure business making $10 million plus a year, you're really going to know how to get to that next level, and you're going to realize how difficult that actually is. Now, don't get me wrong, right? To get to this stage, you have to do a lot of work, and it's very impressive to get here. But the people who are going to get here, they know their goals. They know they've written down what they needed to get. They know they had a vision and a path. And I can really probably guarantee that 99% of the people watching this video, if I asked you to leave a comment down below and tell me your goals and what you were looking to get out of this, out of your Amazon business, how much money do you want to make, how much, what exactly are you looking to do with this? 99% of people wouldn't be able to answer that question truthfully. But the thing is, you really need to have well-defined goals to actually get there, because otherwise you'll never know when you're there. Are you there when you make $5,000 a month? Are you there when you make $10,000, $100,000, $1 million? When are you going to be there? And the reality is, when you count out what you actually need and what your goals are, you can start to see that it's a lot more realistic and a lot more achievable once you know exactly what you're looking to get from this whole thing. Now, the fifth stage, I know a lot of people would actually think this is the success stage. This is when you've really made it. This is when you can sit back, relax, and just go to all those vacations in the Maldives and just live your life the way I guess you're supposed to live your life, or the way that people show it on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But in reality, this stage isn't the success stage, because I believe that the success stage is throughout the whole journey, right? This fifth stage is actually what I would call the scaling stage. When you get to this stage, you'll be able to sustain yourself and your business without wearing yourself out and without working mad hours or working 2 jobs. And at this point, you'll be able to really, reap the rewards that you've worked for this whole time. And like I said, the fifth stage is not success. I think that the whole journey is where the success is. If you're watching this video and you got to this point at least, then I really do think that this is also part of the journey. So I think that all of you are gonna be successful because, like I said, this is the journey and the process. And even if you don't succeed the first time on Amazon, I really don't think that you can fail, because if you never give up and you never stop trying, you can't fail. I feel like either you succeed or you learn. And either way, it's a step in the right direction. And like I said, you being here is already a huge step towards your success, because a lot of people won't watch this. Even if you're stuck, even if you're starting from scratch and just beginner, then you watching this is already separating you and differentiating you from 99.9% of people. You've taken simple actions that just people haven't. So I want to applaud you for that. Success is in the journey, not the destination. So you got to fall in love with the process. And I hope you can understand that. And now that we've kind of gone over all the 5 stages, I want to give you some tips to help you move faster through those stages. And these aren't going to be shortcuts, because I don't believe in shortcuts. I think that you do need to go through every single stage. But I think that there are certain tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way, and that's spoken to other people that I've picked up along the way. And I really do feel like they're going to help you get to that next level quicker. The first thing that I would say would really help you on your process is having a blueprint or a map of sorts. Because in reality, there's a lot of people who have done this. They have gone to the top of the mountain, they have figured it out, and they come back down and they share their information with others. And again, like I said, that's what the whole point of this channel is. I want to help you guys get the freedom that you're looking for. And this is probably the best way I know how. Being a full-time Amazon seller is not easy. It's pretty hard. So why would you go at it alone, right? You're obviously here, you're watching the videos, and this is sort of like a map or a blueprint for you. So if you're here, you got to this point, then subscribe to the channel, because we actually do this pretty often, maybe 2 videos a week, all about Amazon FBA and how to help you get to that next step using maps and blueprints in the form of videos. And the next thing is a guide, right? And obviously, that's again sort of similar to what these videos are. We put out videos, and a lot of people put out videos. So go out there and find instructional videos or instructional people and mentors that can help you through this process. You wouldn't climb a mountain by yourself for the most part. You get a guide if you have no idea what you're doing. And if you're new and you're starting off, then you probably don't have any idea what you're doing, and a guide could really save you a lot of those problems. So that's what kind of we do, and that's what I want to do with these videos as well. Even I myself follow a few guides, just a few of them that I know, that they know what they're talking about. And for my business, for my Amazon business, and for my other businesses, I do feel like it's a hugely important thing, and again, will set you apart from the rest of the people. The next tip that I have for you is fairly obvious, but I think some people need to hear it, and it's just to take action and fucking do it. Because a lot of people get stuck in their own heads. They rattle stupid things in their head, they tell themselves stupid things, they let other people affect their mindset, and they never do anything. They dabble, they look around, but they never fully commit, and they never fucking take any action. So this third tip is just to do it, and just to take some serious, massive action towards your future and your success. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, because again, it's fairly obvious, and I know a lot of people need to hear it, but also know that they're not taking action. So that is the third kind of tip I can give you. The fourth thing and the fourth tip I can give you is to go out and find a community. Because if you're like most people, then in your real world, you don't have much support systems. You don't have many people in your same, mentality, with your same thought processes. And, if you're anything like me, when I was first starting off, I had a lot of naysayers, and I also couldn't find people like-minded that thought the same way that I did and were interested in pursuing the same things I was. So you absolutely must find a community. And that's the fourth thing, is to find like-minded people with the same goals as you do. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I'm sure you've heard that quote before, and it cannot be more true. And again, if you can't find people in the real world to spend your time with like that, you at least have to have people in a community where you can talk and at least share your ideas and grow that way as well. So I'll leave a link in the description to join our community of like-minded. I think we're almost at 5,000 people, so that's absolutely amazing. Super active group, one of the most active groups, that you can find on Amazon anywhere. And the fact that we only have 5,000 members and we're probably the most active group out there, it is a huge, it's just amazing, and I'm so grateful for it. So I'll leave a link down there. You guys can come join us. I'm in there helping around. Also, there's a lot of amazing people as well there to help you out on your journey and to connect with and to grow with. The 5th tip and the final thing that I can give you to help speed up this whole process is to actually be able to invest in yourself and your business in terms of inventory, in terms of knowledge, in terms of just getting yourself going. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on my own self-improvement and in my business as well to get to where I am today. And I truly don't believe that I would be where I am today if I hadn't invested that money, if I hadn't spent that on really making myself the best version of me that I can be. And of course, I don't believe that I'm still there. And I think this is a constant, growing and evolution that you have to do, which is why I will continue to invest in myself and my business and to just overall make myself the best that I can be. All right, guys, so I want to leave you on one quote I think is super powerful, and it's that you have to remember that you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Now, if you did like this video, if you like the format, if you kind of got some value from it, then I want to tell you about a free training that I made all about Amazon FBA. It's really all the kind of most important lessons I've learned from over the past 2 years, and after spending tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars on Amazon. And if you want to check that out, all you have to do is register, head over to freedomfba.com/training, and I'll leave a link in the description as well that you can go check it out. Just register for it and join us for the actual free training. I'm sure you're going to get a ton of value from it. And if you guys did enjoy the video, remember to like the video. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing because we got lots of more awesome stuff coming in the future. Check out these videos here if you want to learn more stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.